for God, make sure you have done your best to mentor your own children. Because oftentimes I've seen pastors, they're busy outside. Do you know it's easier to be busy outside than to be a good father, to be a good husband at home? Do you know why some people don't go home? They're afraid to go home. Because they don't know how to handle their wife, they don't know how to handle their children. In CCF, we want to train you. Assume responsibility. Humble yourself. But please, disciple your own family, your own children. Let me ask you, how many of you, don't raise your hands, okay, but just think, how many of you will intentionally have quiet time with your children? Once a week, you will purposely spend time with your children to teach them Bible. Gentlemen, look at me. You are responsible to disciple your children. You are responsible to disciple your wife. Reality, most of us are negligent. Don't despair. But please, assume responsibility. Disciple your own children. Many of you have heard of the famous Dr. James Dobson Jr., founder of Focus on the Family. How many of you have read his book on family? Dr. James Dobson. This guy is very famous in America, but many of you do not know his past. When he was a teenager, he was problematic. One day, the wife called his father. His father has the same name, James. James, you got to come home. James said, what's the problem? It's our son. So James came home. Now, you have to know something about the father. The father, Reverend James Dobson, is a very famous speaker in his denomination. If you have to invite him, you have to book advance 4 years in advance. He will go out 2 weeks to speak, 2 weeks he stay at home with his home church. But when the father heard what was happening, he made a crucial decision. What was his decision? James Dobson Sr. made this decision. Give up his ministry in order to mentor and take care of his son. He canceled all of his appointments. The next day, he put up a sign for sale. He moved to another location. For what purpose? He wanted to disciple his own family, his own children. Unbeknown to him, when the wife was talking to him, the son was listening. The son was eavesdropping. And Mr. James Sr. said, okay, I will change my schedule. Right now, people may not know James Dobson Sr., but can I tell you something? He made a major impact in the life of Dr. James Dobson. And who is the father-in-law? George McCluskey. George McCluskey is the grandfather of James Dobson Jr. What did he do? He prayed every day, each day, for his children, for his grandchildren. My point is this: you have to be intentional in praying for your family, in praying for your children. Now, what do I do with my children? May I ask all singles to stand up? All singles, stand up. Singles, men and women, stand up. Now, read the following verses, all singles. Singles, are you ready? All right. What is God's design for you? Ready, go. Children, obey your parents in the Lord. This is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may be well with you, that you may live long on the earth. Notice, God is asking you, singles, either your father is a believer or not a believer, whether he's dysfunctional or not dysfunctional, your role is to honor him. Are we communicating? Now, how do you honor him? Can I suggest today you do something drastic? Now, he might have a heart attack, okay? But you do something drastic. You say, Daddy, what can I do to help you? Just say that. Daddy, I appreciate you. Daddy, I want to let you know I appreciate you for all that you've done for the family. Now, assuming he has done nothing, what else can you say? Daddy, How are you?